Today we're celebrating 1,000 subscribers, and what better way to celebrate this than to show you how you can win that queen when it comes out too early. And we're gonna start off with e4, e5, and it's gonna be the Wayward Queen Attack, because it comes out too early. And first things first, we need to defend this pawn. This is just the main stuff here. And little does white know, this queen is going for a journey, but it's not starting just yet. They are gonna bring out the bishop. This is the main stuff in the Wayward Queen Attack, trying to go for Scholar's Mate, and this is the just the usual defense. And the queen usually goes back to f3, still keeping the threat of checkmate. And here usually players play knight g6, knight f6, and game goes on from there. But a lot of people feel like I'm not really punishing him for bringing the queen out too early. And that's where this move f5 comes in. And this is the start of a really beautiful trap. And yeah, you're gonna have to wait a little while longer to see how the queen is getting trapped. But it is, and it's beautiful, I promise you. They're gonna take this pawn, and instead of taking it back, we are actually gambiting a pawn, but not really, because we are attacking the queen with our knight. Now the queen has to move, and the most obvious move, and what white usually plays here, is queen d5, because they are just looking for checkmate. This is what they do when they bring the queen out too early. And we're simply gonna defend that checkmate, although this move is important for other reasons as well. And what white notices now is that we're also threatening a fork here to win the rook. So usually they will bring out this knight defending there. Now we're gonna attack the queen. And the first mistake white might make here, and usually it doesn't, but it can happen, is that they move the queen back to e4, which leads to a fork. We're gonna win a piece here. Probably not the queen, because they're likely gonna move it, but that's also nice to happen. Now the only other square the queen has, so usually that's what white plays, is to go to a5. Here we're gonna attack it again, and notice the queen doesn't have a lot of options here as well. If he goes to a6, it will be taken by the bishop. If he goes to b4, it will be taken by the queen. And if he goes to a4, again we have a fork, this time with our b pawn. So the only square the queen has is to go to c3. Now here we're gonna attack the bishop, also gain control of the center. And the bishop has a choice here. Now these squares are off limit, so we can go to 3 squares here. And all of them are actually gonna lead to the same thing. The engine thinks the best move is actually to go back to f1. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna play that. Like I said, it doesn't really matter for what we're gonna play next, because our next idea is to go for b5, threatening a fork here. Notice our queen and bishop battery is defending that square, so this would be a fork. And the only real way to prevent that is for the queen to go back to a5. And it looks like we can't attack it anymore because, yeah, this pawn is already advanced, so we can't attack the queen with it anymore. So how are we actually gonna win the queen? Well, we're gonna play this sneaky move, rook b8. And it has multiple ideas. First of all, we could have played it in the last move, but it's not as powerful as you will see. But we're threatening b4. Idea being that if the knight moves, we still have this fork here. So white usually sees that here and thinks, okay, I'm gonna play c3, which is actually the best move. Just attacking our knight. So it also prevents this, because they can take it if they want, but they also can take our knight and just trade knights. So we need to do something about this knight. Little do they know that we don't, and we're actually gonna play rook b6, just sacrificing our knight. And white, as greedy as he is, he's gonna take that knight, and now we're gonna attack the queen. And this is where you see that we can still attack the queen, just took us a few moves longer. And actually, the queen is already trapped in this position, believe it or not. They can obviously take the rook and just have a rook for the queen. But usually they still think they can save the queen, so they go back to the only safe square right now, which is c3. But in this position, we have e takes d4 check. Notice what I said a while back, why this queen move had another purpose. And we're also attacking the queen. They need to deal with this check, and no matter what they do, I mean, they can block with the queen, but we can still take it with the pawn. they can block any other way, and yeah, the queen is just lost. And this is how the queen can actually be won against the Wayward Queen attack. Scholars made attempts, things like that. And it happens quite a lot, actually. It's quite a long line, but it happens quite a lot. So you're definitely gonna catch some people off guard with this one. So let me know what you think about this. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.